I have no idea how to start this video, but for sure as a warning, people that are highly uncomfortable with situations like these, please don't hesitate to drop the video. This video is only for bringing awareness to what Tweak has done. Do not harass or try to dox Tweak. Later on this video, my friend Luke will be interviewing some of former Tweak's friend and the victim herself. And without further ado, viewer discretion is advised. If you don't know who Tweak Ludwig is, somehow, he's a big influencer in the tuner community, most notably the Battlebirds. He's been around the community for over 2 to 3 years and used to be a good friend of mine and a bunch of people that looked up to him. But recently, that has changed very, very badly. At September 22, 3:16 a.m. for my time, that is, Tweak server got raided and all channels were deleted, except for one, the rules. As soon as I checked the channel, a document was posted by a user, which I won't be saying the name, calling out Tweak Ludwig, to which I have never expected for this to happen. They've listed 4 sections in the document, and we'll be going over for each and every single one of them. So buckle up, this is gonna be a wild ride. Section 1 in this document brings up how Twig, a 21-year-old man, as stated in his Roblox bio, you can see it here, sending sexual comments, jokes, and nudes of himself with a minor who is 15 years old. And no, this isn't an inspect element as these screenshots were taken through a mobile device. Starting out with the document, it doesn't look well for him. He posted a picture of his you-know-what and sent it to the victim, paired with a bunch of unsettling and uncomfortable messages to the victim. This is a 21-year-old man saying this. I know, which is so odd and unimaginable. A bunch of screenshots I'll show that weren't listed in a doc. This screenshot having Tweaks saying that he wants the victim to be his boyfriend and meeting up in real life in 3 years. By the time I got this video out, Tweak has deleted all his messages with the victim, especially his videos and all his posts altogether, which is really pathetic, man. Come on. Now for evidence number 2 in the document, for some context, okay? In Tweak's server, a popular joke was dumb wig, and if you haven't already guessed what it is correctly, it's a ship. And if you don't know what a ship is, you haven't been on the internet before, get off and protect your innocence. On his behalf, what I have to say, as long as it didn't get too weird or too sexual. What I find it ridiculous is how I was never told that he's gonna ask multiple artists, to my knowledge or memory, that he would be asking for commissions for the ships. I was fine with it when it was just videos about the stupid November 5th incident or whatever the date is, but not whatever this is. I feel disgusted and I want to vomit how I was depicted into being shipped with a pedophile. Sick as my head and it generally hurts. I have no comments or discussion or further discussion about this section. Now, as for evidence number 3, as the document states, Tweet commissioning a 17-year-old to draw him eating a pickle, which at first, if you think about it, it doesn't seem suggestive or anything much, but his comments about it definitely made it look like he's taking it in a suggestive way. There's no such reason to add this comment to an art unless you're really into pickles and not something else of you know what. It's a big red flag. Now for evidence number 4, as the document stated, Tweak is knowingly open too open to joke about sexual topics in the server. Again, this is all not public. This was all in the secret channel called Friends Chat. It's a channel where only a few selected people were allowed to see it within a friend role. And what he did send messages in here, yes, it is true. And I found it a bit odd when I first saw it, but again, at first I didn't really think about it that much. But now that this happened, I wonder why he blatantly said this in the friend announcement that has members who are minors. I can understand that the friend channel is supposed to be a more so private channel, but these kinds of messages in the friend announcement feel so out of place. Okay, now that we covered basically the entire thing on what happened and what did Tweak do, now this part of the video, a friend of mine decided to interview some of Tweak's former friends about what their thoughts were about everything that happened.
Well, he sent some very explicit messages, and it has been going on for about, say, 9 months now. Start January.
January.
Yes. I assume so because he was very against me turning.
You're trans?
Yes.
Okay, just wanted to clear that up.
He was pretty against it.
Tweak is transphobic as well?
I assume so because he was very against me turning, mainly under the guidance of it fucking my life up, and he couldn't tolerate me being a woman
Well, that's going in the doc.
for some reason.
That's going
Yeah, fair enough.
Has gone completely nuclear and has stopped responding to messages from his Discord, and his YouTube channel has been dead silent.
I'm not sure if you know this, but Tweak's Discord recently got raided from all the exposure thing.
Yeah.
I was the first one to wake him up, honestly. I was the one that notified him of said raid, because I'm like, okay, what the why is Jacob back, and why are there a bunch of pickle accounts literally doxing Tweak and posting about this, like, exposure document? Like, what the fuck's happening? The server's been raided, everything's gone. But, like, that's why his Discord's been silent, because, well, it doesn't exist anymore. All of the channels are gone. Everything's been deleted. And as for his YouTube channel, I'm not really sure how to talk about that, because, yeah, he's been silent on his YouTube channel. My bad. I'm still talking to him on Discord. Like, I'm not talking to him actively while we're talking here. But, like, yesterday I had a conversation with him about the whole thing that happened. And while I feel like he's leaving some things out, I feel like he does have at least a tad bit of remorse. And if I'm wrong on that, I'm not going to hesitate to just, retreat. I'm not going to hesitate to just cut contact, move on, never talk to him again.
Hi, I'm Godkid, a fairly known TBB animator. I am here for my thoughts. Starting off, I was involved with the Tweak Ludwig's inner circle of the server, in which was the friend chat and the friend announcements. I was first made aware of the document, the raid and the doxing at 9 midnight by my friend at around 23:20 on my time. Being the casual late sleeper I am, I engaged with my friend. Tweak got raided. He's allegedly a pedo? I don't think he is. Me neither. It's most likely between Tomori and Tweak. And then my friend sent me the document. It took me a while to check, but I did check the doc eventually, and I saw half of them were familiar screenshots that I called off as ridiculous from the start. Most of it was friend chat humor, in which a lot of it was quite extreme, I admit, and I was desensitized into thinking it was normal for the friend chat to engage like that. However, I glossed over the first half of it, in which includes inappropriate chats with said minor. I only noticed this part when I checked on how the a secret and a super private server was doing. I saw words about Tweak Ludwig sending pictures to a minor, and I checked the document again, and I realized how malicious Tweak Ludwig truly was. Shortly after Tweak went online, I went to bed. There's more changes I'd like to note after waking up from bed. However, I'd like to pass the spotlight to someone else.
As a friend of the victim, she brought me up the evidence firsthand, and I was very shocked to see that a person I trust so dearly, the person I look up to, taking down this path is just very saddening. He was one of the first people that inspired me to make the Battle Bricks video content in the first place.
As a former friend of Tweak's, I had only started to get close to him when I noticed I had been given the friend role after a conversation with him on a different server. But after I had built up enough courage to talk in the VC/text channels, I had also noticed that their humor was quite unsavory and sometimes shocking to other people, but I mostly brushed it off because, well, it's the inner circle, it's not like we're streaming. It wasn't until this document was made that I realized that Tweak was making these explicit and crude jokes to mainly minors. Wanting to fit in, I played along and started making crude jokes. Side note, I am only 14. I am disgusted with what Tweak did to the victims, one of which I know but have never talked to, and feel completely betrayed.
At the start of being the main composer of the Battle Bricks, Tweak has been the first YouTuber who has played Battle Bricks I've gotten to know. We got to know each other through their server and made a ton of friends along the way. Great moments were made along the way as well, and cool video ideas spiked up from the community. Honestly, I've met a lot of people I would really know for a really long time from there. But not you, Tweak. From what I've seen with clean evidence, you have turned into someone that I dislike most in life. From those 2 to 3 years being your friend, helping you out with your mental, and staying beside you with others ruining your experiences, this is how it ended. Traumatizing kids on your Discord server revolving around Roblox content. I thought you knew better than to do this. The path you turned to shatters my belief in you, and it'll forever stay like that until you better yourself off this platform. If you're listening to this, Tweak, you have done irreversible damage not only to yourself, but to anyone who has looked up to you in any way. Some YouTubers getting into Battle Bricks looked up to you. People in the staff team in Two More looked up to you. I was there to be by your side when it came to life situations you have vented to me about problems and whatnot, but I was there to help you. What you've done is more than just ruining your name. You have hurt the people around you that you knew. I couldn't believe this was true. And when I saw what you said, what you wanted, it all made sense after years of talking to you. You've lied to me about yourself, and I hope you know this betrayal will stay with me even up in heaven. After knowing about what Tweak did, I have realized I have been upset more often than I usually am. I get annoyed at the littlest of things at VC, and after looking back at it, I'm truly sorry for the people in VC when that happened. I am not perfect, no one is, but I want to give it my best effort to better myself either way. I hope those I've potentially hurt through messages or in VC have not been affected by me, and I want them to know that I truly apologize. None of this is an excuse for what I have done, so don't try and assume I'm trying to do that. I have been in therapy for a good while now since middle school in order to keep myself the best I can be in all aspects. I do not hate anyone in my life as of now, but I will stay true to my boundaries if they are being pushed. At least I started getting help along the way to better myself, unlike the person we have talked about here.